My name's Kevin DeLange, the owner and operator of the Brew Hut and Dry Dock Brewing Company. I started home brewing actually when I was 21. My parents, right after my 21st birthday, got me a home brewing kit from Williams Brewing. So I did mail order home brewing at 21. It's been 14 years now since I did my first batch. I was off and on home brewer. It was a hobby of mine. I didn't go crazy with it like some people do, but I probably brewed every other month or so, maybe 5-6 times a year. And then about 7 years ago, about 2003 I think, I was looking to own my own business. My father works for himself, my older brother works for himself, and I wanted that freedom and kind of had the entrepreneurial, it was in my blood, I guess you would say, and so wanted to work for myself and was looking for a small business. The Brew Hut had been open already for 8 years. I purchased it in 2003. It was a small one-man shop, homebrew shop. I had a couple part-timers helping me right off the bat, but it was basically just me. When it was open, I was here. I had to close the shop to take vacation. And then about 3 years ago, the space next to us became available. Real small space, 800 square feet, and decided to open up a little brewery there. So I already had, the homebrew shop was getting busier and busier every year. We grew by 25 to 35% annually, and we still are growing at that rate. And so it was getting busier. I had more employees helping me out, and decided to go ahead and open up the brewery next door when that space became available. So we called around, literally called every brewery in Colorado and asked them if they had any used equipment or if they knew anybody that had used equipment that they were selling. And we finally got a lead on a small 7-barrel system, about 220 gallons. There was a direct fire, real simple brew house. We got a lead on that and bought that, and got a couple tanks from another brewery and put in a walk-in cooler and decided to go with it and fired up the brewery. And it was an eye-opening experience opening that first place, because I wasn't ready for the city and the build-out and the permitting and the inspectors and all that. And so I think it ended up taking us maybe 9 months just to open up that tiny little 900 square foot brewery, jumping through all the hoops and going through all the licensing and building inspectors and such. But we finally got open. Right off the bat, it was dead. Nobody was there. People would start trickling in because we were still kind of hidden, secret around the back of the strip mall. I couldn't even see us from the road. And so we slowly got busier and busier. Through word of mouth, people would come in and tell their friends about it, or the home brewers would be coming over buying beer, of course, and slowly got busier and busier. About 3 months into it, 3 or 4 months into it, we opened in October. In April, we got a gold medal at the World Beer Cup, and we were just floored in that. I mean, just shocked, and that really helped jumpstart us as well. A lot of people found out about us that way and started to come, and everything just slowly started gaining momentum and picking up speed. And before we knew it, this tiny little brewery wasn't big enough. We were packed, and I think we sat about 40, 45 people over there. And 2 weekends ago, one of our last weekends, I counted 82 people crammed in the place, standing room only, spill over into the homebrew shop. And so we decided about 1.5 years ago that we needed to expand, that we needed more space, fit more people, and we needed to increase our production. This expansion process has been maybe 1.5 years or so. At first we were going to do a brew pub, we were going to do some pizza. Right now we're a microbrewery, so our license is designed for distribution, to manufacture and distribute beer to wholesalers who then sell it to liquor stores and bars. And but in Colorado, they're nice enough to let us sell for consumption on premises and have a bar where we can sell our beer in our tasting room and still be able to charge for it. Some states you can't do that either. So even though we're a microbrewery license, we're able to have this tasting room, and 90% of our sales is actually retail instead of wholesale. So we had looked at changing the license. The other way you can do it is a brew pub. Then you're a restaurant, you have to have food, but then you have a full liquor license, so you can do other people's beer, you can do wine and liquor and such. Right now we can only sell our beer. We can't even sell somebody else's beer. So we had looked at going that route and putting in some pizza, because we are so busy and have so many people in here. That way they had some more food options. But the building's not sprinklered. We didn't want to leave this building because we've been here, so it was nice to be able to just move down to the end of the building. It's not sprinklered, and so the building codes would require that we had 2-hour firewalls separating this glass would have to be a 2-hour firewall barrier between the tasting room and the brewery. We also would have had to have a 2-hour firewall between the homebrew shop and the tasting room, and between the brewery and the homebrew shop. And so it just wasn't going to allow us to leave everything open like this. Also, the building currently doesn't have a grease trap. It's a new requirement from city wastewater, a huge 800-gallon tank underneath the parking lot. And so between those two problems we had, we scrapped the project about a year ago. We were working on it for maybe 6-9 months or so. Had the architects, the plans were completely done for a restaurant, submitted to the city, and we started to have all these problems. So we scrapped it and then took some time off to kind of think about exactly what we wanted to do. In hindsight, I think it was a blessing because I grew up, my father I mentioned is an entrepreneur. He has a restaurant, and I grew up doing food with him literally from 6th grade through sophomore year of college. And it's so much work. It's a completely different business, having to deal with kitchen staff, wait staff, rather than just bartenders. Everything that goes along with the food, all the restaurant equipment, and this lets us just focus on what we do really well, and just make beer and serve our beer. So it's been a long process. We decided to remodel it and just do the microbrewery, keep our license the same, not do food. We decided that maybe 6-9 months ago or so. Went ahead and got financing. Plans were drawn up really quick this time because we already had them done with the restaurant. They just tweaked some things, took out those 2-hour firewalls and removed the restaurant. And so the plans actually came together really quickly this time. And then when they broke ground, it was amazing. 12 weeks. 12 weeks, and they were only like 2 days behind. 12 weeks and 2 days, and the place was done. It went from a gutted, just a huge open space to be completely finished in 12 weeks. So it was amazing how quick it went there. Economic conditions haven't really affected us a little bit. Craft breweries they aren't doing as good as they were, but they're still increasing. I think there's a couple really big keys to our success. One, the beer is good. I mean, we have a good product. The two businesses being connected together, they intermix so well. Having the homebrew shop and a brewery together is a great business model. I think it works out really well. And then the other key thing I think is we're the only brewery in Aurora. Aurora is one of the largest cities in Colorado. We're in a state where there's over 100 different breweries, and we're the only one in this city, and that's been a big part of our success as well. And especially now that we're moving, we now have frontage access on a very busy street instead of being hidden on the backside of the building. It's amazing how many new customers we've gotten just since the signs went up a few weeks ago, even though we hadn't moved into our new space yet. So the economic downturn really hasn't played in any part in it. I mean, we were a little bit, we've thought about it obviously, but we haven't been too concerned. Both businesses are growing very well and still have been very successful. The Brew Hut, the homebrew shop, has just been going crazy. It's still growing at 25–30% every year. So, and the brewery, as it's gaining in popularity, has been growing at a pretty good clip too. So we haven't been too concerned with that. Financing, it wasn't, didn't make that more difficult because the businesses have been in business for so long and they are doing so well. So that didn't cause any problems either. I'm lucky enough to have a wife that supports me, so we can leave all the money in the business and continue to grow it. So. But the best part about being in this business is when people come, they're excited to be a customer of yours. They really enjoy coming to the homebrew shop. It's their hobby. It's not, I would think of the other end of the spectrum would be somebody who did home repairs or auto repairs, or because then people, it's money they don't want to spend. But when people come in, they're thrilled to be in here because they're doing their hobby. They're pursuing their hobby or enjoying one of their passions, which is craft beer. So the best part about it is the customers and how excited they are to be here and to be spending their money with us. So it just makes it fantastic because everybody's so excited to be here, and it's fun interacting with the customers. And also the craft beer industry, especially in Colorado, is fantastic. The camaraderie amongst brewers and the whole community is fantastic because they're all trying to support each other and craft beer in general, and try to make people more aware of craft beer, people that haven't been introduced to it yet.